Good morning, Hickory Bend All-Stars. We are ready for lesson 6. And this actually will be our last lesson before we go on our spring break. After spring break, we're going to leave melody for a little bit and then we'll go into rhythm. I tried to have Ollie outside and he was barking too much. So Ollie's going to be part of our lesson for today. So get your pencil, get your paper. Let's do a real fast review. We're going to go ahead and do our 5 lines of our staff. And at this point, you know what to do. And then go ahead and add your treble clef sign. And draw the 8 notes of your C major scale. Hi, Ollie. Nothing like a cute puppy to be a distraction for our lesson today. And label the notes of your C major scale. Since we're just reviewing, I'm not going to put the solfege syllables up right now, but we will go ahead and sing in solfege. So if Ollie will let me get around him, I will play our C. Put your hands in do. Ready, here we go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Good job, everyone. Now, last time, we took the notes from the C major scale, and I put them in my handy little basket here, and I just randomly picked the notes out, and that's how we created our melody. And yes, you guys did a great job. Melody was the answer to yesterday's lesson. But a real composer wouldn't just randomly pick out notes, right? A real composer would kind of fiddle around on the piano or another instrument and think about what they thought sounded good. So what I did is I took the notes of the C major scale, and before making the video, I came up with a small little melody that I just thought sounded nice. So at this point, I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to write down the melody that I composed, that I created. I'm going to share that with you prior to the video starting. So you don't have to write this down. This part you can just watch. There's my staff. Here's my treble clef sign. Okay, so I started off on a G, second line of the staff, and then I went down to an F, came back to the G, back down to the F again, E, my song might be a little too long for the space I have available here, D, middle C. Oh, I'm out of space. Well, that's okay. I'll just go ahead and jump up to the high C at the end. A little different than what I originally wrote, but that's okay. All right, so let me go ahead and play for you on the piano the melody that I wrote, but I use all notes from C major scale so that we keep ourselves in what we call the key of C. Our song this way has a tonal center. Sounds like it makes sense. All right, let's see if I can, well, I'll just use my little sheet here to remember. Here is Mrs. Westerfield's composition for today. Maybe we should call that Ollie's song. Okay, so that was the melody that I made up. Now I wanted to show you guys today, before we go into Every Good Boy Does Fine in Face, that you can play this on anything. I've been using the piano, but my 4th graders have also been learning the recorder. So if I wanted to play this on the recorder, it would sound like this. Little struggle with those low notes there. Let me try it again. That was a little bit better. Did I just need your help, Ollie, with that? Thanks, Al. Okay, today we have, well, of course we have our improvised guest with us, but we have another guest with us, my daughter, Emma. This has been a family event making these videos. My daughter, Maisie, has been doing all the videotaping, and my daughter, Emma, I've told a lot of you before, plays the flute. So I'm gonna have her play this melody on her flute. Come on over, Emma. This is a flute. Move closer, and Emma, play the melody, please. Nice job. Now Emma also plays the piccolo. She's going to go get her piccolo right now. The piccolo is a higher sounding instrument. It's like a small flute. So she's still going to play these notes, but they're all just going to be 8 steps higher, or what we call an octave up. But it's still the same melody. Go ahead, Emma. Thanks, Emma. So that was our guest for today. Now, last time I told you that I was going to review Every Good Boy Does Fine and Face. And this is something I kind of get into with my 4th graders. We play a lot of games as we learn this. We're going to go a little bit off of the C major scale. But my student Cassidy in 4th grade, I got to give a shout out to her because she messaged me about this. And that was awesome that she remembered. So I'm going to put up another staff. You can go ahead and draw another staff also so that you have this to keep in reference. And another treble clef sign. Okay, so notes that go on the lines. So there's a line going through it. Notice we're going past C major scale at this point. So all these are line notes because there's a line going through the center of each of these notes. We use a phrase called Every Good Boy Does Fine. You take the first letter of each phrase, and that tells you the name of the note. So every begins with an E. This note's E, and we already know that. Good begins with a G. Boy begins with a B. This note is boy. Now we learned all the way up to this space. That was our last C, right? We know in our alphabet after C comes D. So we have the word does. Does starts with a D. The space is E. The line is F. Fine begins with an F. So you just take the first letter of every word, and that tells you the names of those notes. I've also heard the phrases, every good boy deserves fudge. That works also. For the space notes, we can use the word face to help us remember the names of those notes. So spelling, F-A-C-E spells safe, face. When doing this, you always want to start at the bottom end of the staff and go up. You would never start at the top and go down. You'll end up with the wrong names of your notes. So you can use that also if you kind of want to expand your compositions, your melodies, and use some of these higher notes too in your songs. It would still be in C major because all of these notes you find in C major scale. It's just that some of them are lower. So you can use these notes and mix those up into melodies. Now, I've been using my piano. I showed the recorder. I brought my daughter around with her flute and piccolo, but I realized everyone doesn't have access to those things at home. So I got online and I found this really great site, and it's www.classicsforkids.com. And if you go to the section called Compose Your Own Music, this is really cool. You can do make up whatever you want to make up. So let me pick notes to create your own music. Here it's having you start with rhythms, which we're going to talk about when we get back from break. But let's go ahead. We've been showing whole notes. Then you can pick a note. So look, let's go ahead and pick our middle C. And then we can pick some of my kids remember the half note. And then maybe let's add a couple quarter notes, maybe on, and let's do another one. And then you can play your song when you're done composing. And then you get to hear what you compose. So that's a pretty cool site that the students could use if they don't have access to an instrument or something to do that with, or if they're finding this a little bit difficult, this kind of waters it down and makes it a little bit easier for them. As always, guys, feel free to message me. I'll try to answer any questions I can as we continue. I know it gets a little bit more complicated, so feel free to message me and I'll try to help you in any way that I can. This is our last video before spring break, so I hope everyone has an awesome spring break. Get some rest. I hope the weather will be great and everyone can get outside. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you after our break. Take care. Bye-bye.